we've been picked over by Chelsea Football Club. I'm going to say that again. We've been picked over by a team that never got Champions League football, never won a trophy, never, I don't know, finished, I don't know, never looked good at all throughout the season apart from up until November. They've picked us to a signing that we wanted over the Premier League champions. They pipped the Premier League champions. Now, I've seen a lot of fallout from this, rightfully so. Obviously, Arsenal have made it clear from reports that they did want Rodgers, and I'm going to start off by saying, first of all, this is a bad look, very bad look, because look, whether I wanted Morgan Rodgers as our winger option, that's got nothing to do with this. Would I personally have signed him for that much and to play him on the left? No. However, it's not about that. And people can say, oh, it's coping, you're just coping, you're coping. Listen to what I'm saying. Me wanting something and the club wanting something in this situation is completely different. I wouldn't have paid that money for him, but Arsenal were going to. I don't know what happened in that boardroom for Morgan Rodgers to decide to pick Chelsea, and that's the one thing as well. It's not like Rodgers was negotiating with Arsenal only, and then Chelsea came in and swooped him. He obviously wanted to go to Chelsea. He was sold a project. What that project is, I don't know. What his aspirations are to do at Chelsea, I don't know. But there was obviously something that happened that made him choose Chelsea over us. Now, it can't be to be in London because we're both in London. It can't be to play Champions League football and possibly win the Champions League. I'm not saying we will next year, but there's a possibility. It wasn't to do with that. As it stands, I can't see the wages he's being paid. But what does annoy me is where Arsenal went wrong in is because obviously Arsenal wanted Rodgers. Why did this take so long to do? And it's gotten to a point where it's not happening. Because that's been the talk since the end of last season that we want Morgan Rodgers. And stuff like that, it does not get spoke about that much if there isn't something in it. And from multiple reports, whether that was David Ornstein, Fabrizio, all the major sort of news outlets, there was something in this that we wanted Morgan Rodgers. But we never went in for him. Was it that we didn't want to pay that much money? I don't know. Was it that we wanted to put more money into the Bruno Guimaraes deal, and that's gone quiet? And we've obviously just signed Solis as well, and there are reports that Odegaard is going to stay. Now whether he does stay at the end of this window, I don't know. But listen, me personally, I would not have signed him for that money to play on the wing. I would have rather bought an out-and-out left winger to compete with Solis. However, it's a bad look, and everyone who is crashing out on the Arsenal front has got every right to crash out on this because it's a bad look, and especially when you're Premier League champions. And look at our window so far. We signed Meslier and Solis. We've got rid of Trossard. The season starts in a month. Now, listen, we could fully go on to do some good business, as in get a midfielder, get a winger, another winger, ship some players on because there are still players that need to go. We're apparently looking at Ezri Konsa. How true that is, I don't know. Because obviously the Saliba injury and Rice getting a rest. Saka's going to get a rest. I don't know, but listen, bad look, and it's not looking good at the moment. It's not been a good transfer window, but listen, hopefully it's still early days and we do get some business done. So I'm not sure when we go back for pre-season I'm assuming majority of the players will be back now. Will start to go back after the game last night. What's the game, by the way? Crazy game. But it's how we need another right winger as well, because Saka is going to get a rest, and we need Saka for this season. Like, sub, share, do whatever you got to do. I'll see you guys in a bit.